welcome back to Command West, a Commanders podcast where we tackle the latest Washington football team news and answer the hard-hitting questions like, what are we doing? What's happening? What do we do next season? Because this one's over. I'm your host, Bradley Roach.
Hey, what's up, man? Tico Wells.
I'm Eddie Passarelli, and I'm salty.
Donnie Roach.
We'll cover that and a lot more on tonight's episode of Command West. Let's get into it.
So, First of all, it's pretty obvious Bradley's not with us. He's in a car in a very rainy Portland. It seems like. I hope he's not driving while he's recording. That's the first thing. As a dad, that's one thing I want to say. Don't drive and record your podcast. That's not the right thing to do. I think he's pulled over. I'm hoping. Anyway,
against drunk drivers.
Mothers against podcasting drivers, right? All right, so we have a game to talk about.
I'll take anyone.
Or
I'll be an Uber driver if someone wants.
No, you're not driving because you're drinking. He's podcasting. Nobody's driving tonight. Look,
nobody's driving.
Doesn't everybody drink on Tuesdays?
But I'll tell you one thing: Minnesota was driving on the first drive.
Oh man, we drove on the first drive. We drove on the first drive. That was it. That was the end of it for highlights for us. I mean, this game is really not even worth talking about. It was so frustrating to watch, and the three of us watched it together. And I don't know how we lasted the whole 3 hours. I really don't.
Yeah, because like you sit around and you're like, I like these guys a lot, but we're a much more fun group to be around when things are going right, and nothing was going right. We just kept looking at each other, going like,
I couldn't be. You know what? I need to get my microphone.
Your head straight. Oh, your microphone.
Maybe half of the mistakes are good because it just mirrors what we just did in the game.
That's right. Our podcast reflects how the team is playing.
Yeah, have all the rough cuts, have all the edits.
Yeah, okay. All
some
right.
Stuttering, some stopping, and then we can talk about how bad the plays were. Like if we say, hey, man, remember that play where we just did everything wrong? And then you hear us like tripping up and
we'll leave all this in. I'll just keep it rolling.
Why not? Who cares? Our 12 fans are going to be like not happy either because they like our team. And
So bad. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So the one thing we did do as the game got harder and harder to watch is we put the TV on that 4-screen. We had 4 games up at once, the multi-screen, so
the multi-view.
At least there were a couple of games that were like competitive going on, and so we could watch those. And Shador was having a big day. I know.
Shador.
He didn't pull out the win, but
and when in history has one of the worst teams gotten so much coverage as the Cleveland Browns?
Yeah, right,
and the controversy of the 25 quarterbacks they had at the beginning of the year, and people wondering what happened to Shador, why did he slide down? To he's starting, and he had almost 400 yards of offense
and played well, yeah.
And then Stefanski takes him out for two-point conversions. Neither one of them worked. So Stefanski needs to come over to our team and
make more bad decisions.
Make some bad decisions.
I think speaking of coaching, I think that's the question for the week because the game isn't worth reviewing. There's nothing worth reviewing here. I have never. This question hasn't really entered my mind all year, but it's starting to, especially if we go on a 12-game losing streak, which it looks like we could here.
Oh my God! Really?
Is Dan Quinn? Well, I think what are we at? 8 or 9 now, and we'll probably lose the last 4. Is Dan Quinn's job in jeopardy? Is anybody thinking Dan Quinn needs to go? Listen to this pregnant pause. It's tough, right? Because
I think
the year he had last year.
There's probably a great bunch of guys that could come in and work with Jaden Daniels. I mean, think about it. Who wouldn't want to work with Jaden Daniels, right? They know he's, like the prodigal son or whatever, you know? So he's got all this riding on that 1 year of glory. And right now, I think the problem is that you can't just cut the knees off a coach. You could do it offer a defensive coordinator because really, DQ should be running it. He's
Yeah.
better at that. And if you look at what's going on
Wasn't great on Sunday,
No,
but
wait a minute, hold up.
no, but wait, let me finish. Let me finish my train of thought.
all right.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you're realizing in the NFL right now, it's about defenses that are winning these fucking games. Okay, so I don't think he'd be the guy. Okay, I have a feeling that we know that Cliff is probably thinking of starting somewhere else, but right now with the record that we had, his value is going to be
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's like you're not going, hey, I'm available. Anybody want me to be a head coach? Sure, maybe last year,
Hmm.
but now your value just went down. So where are we going? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I think offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, I could see one or both of them going. I would rather not see Dan Quinn go. For me, you talk about Jaden riding on the success of last year. There's still a part of me that maybe gives Dan Quinn a pass for this year. Now, will his job be on the line next year? All season long, maybe? I think for sure if he can't turn things around next year,
There was something
then his
magical that
job's.
happened.
There was something magical, but there was a lot of ingredients in that magic, and Dan Quinn
Was
and
part of
Cliff
it. He was part
Kingsbury
of the
were part of
ingredient.
it. Yeah. So, and
But
Adam
whether or
Peters as
not they're
well.
going to make the cake the same way that next year or the year after, we don't know.
Whether they're going to make it the cake. Your Italian started coming in there,
Hey,
Eddie.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like if we were going to have a team,
Yeah.
we can get the right
What's the
players
matter for this team?
to
Huh?
do the things we need them to do on the field.
What were you going to say, Tico? You were about to
Well,
jump in
we've got Dayton and
We got
Josh
you.
and Jalen and Jacory.
You're going to start singing
I thought
Christmas
you got a
NFL
Christmas
jingle.
We've
carol
got
going on there.
Debo and Terry.
Yeah, Debo, I'm getting a little
Laramie
tired of.
and Chris.
I do have to say.
No, I know what I was going to say.
Oh, you go for it.
I already said it. It
Oh,
was all
you
about
did?
Shador.
No, Shador.
It's all about Shador.
I do. I hate to. The injury bug continues to bite us even right up to the end. I hate to see Zach Ertz go down the way he did, and we've complained and bitched about Zach Ertz a lot on this show.
No,
But he's been clutch at times for us, and
especially last year.
his career's probably over. I hate to say it, so
Yeah, but it's horrible to
tough
go
way to
that
go out.
way.
It's a hard way to go out. Yeah.
Let's talk about Mariota. Unfortunately, Mariota and Jameis Winston are really good guys.
Good second stringers.
They're good guys, man.
There's a lot of good guys in the NFL. They're not all winning every Sunday.
It's just it's tough, man. I mean, Mariota's he's gonna fumble.
Yeah.
He's gonna throw that
an
interception
at the wrong time.
Yeah, but what was the key thing you talked about over the weekend when we were sitting on the couch about Mariota? Remember what you said about Mariota, Tico? You were going, he doesn't have the fire in his eyes.
Oh,
he's missing
right.
that little bit of fire.
The spark, the fire.
Didn't have it.
I'd like to work with some of these guys on their acting. He's playing the part of the
Solid,
nice guy, the
even keeled. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's the guy
but
he's missing that little bit of rah-rah.
Once again, I don't think Mariota's going to be starting. I mean, we saw Jaden go down hard. I think they said he's okay, didn't they? I didn't listen to the presser today, but
Jaden wants to play. I mean, Jaden
wants to play, and he really didn't hurt himself. I mean, I think he would have gone back in that game if they had let him. Yeah.
It probably shocked him. That was the first time that arm took some punishment, and he fell on that arm. The guy pushed him. He didn't expect that.
Pushed him. He was blocked to the ground. Do I want to see Jaden? Is that what you were about to say, Eddie? Do we actually want to see Jaden?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't think it's a good idea. I mean,
it just feels like he's been off all season. I don't need to see Jaden wearing a brace. I don't need to see Jaden at 90%. It's like, let the dude heal up, and that's
and you know what needs to heal too? What needs to heal is something in between his ears too, because I think his confidence has been rattled. I'm not kidding.
No,
He's a young
there's something
kid.
to that.
He was riding on all freaking
Yeah.
cloud nine, right? And then all of a sudden it's pulled out from the rug from him. It's like, you're not the guy being talked about now. You're the guy who gets hurt all the time. So it's crushing his ego. We see the smile on his face on the sidelines. I love him to death, but you got to look like you're into this game. There's no John Brady.
John Brady.
There's no Tom Brady emotional face. You know, like you saw how into it every Brady game that mattered, which was every game he ever played. The guy was intense, facially, emotionally, and Jaden's just like, hey, where are we going after the game? You know, like he looks like on the sidelines that he's ready to go to a party.
Yeah,
And it's like, dude, you just got racked.
It
They
wasn't
need
like that at the end of the
acting
game,
lessons.
but
They need
they
acting
need
lessons.
I mean,
They
the guy
need to
got
hire me.
throttled. The
They
guy
need
got
to hire me to
throttled.
go down there and just talk about some, like you're saying, Eddie, some facial expressions,
that
some
method
body
acting, because they
language.
have to really feel it
They got to
in order
really
to
feel it.
emote
They got to
it.
really feel it.
Little Stanislavski coming in.
But you don't even have to be acting. You should feel it and live it.
Yeah.
Like there was no look in anyone's eyes on our team like we had to win that game. They're like, all right, we look good on that first drive. They're going to probably keep me till next year because I did well on that series. I'm just going to lay down now because I just got a bet from the bookie that if I lay down and lose by 40 points, well, it's going to help in Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well,
what are these guys doing?
Here's a question.
All right.
Who's your player who made a good showing so far this season? We got 4 more games left.
Terry.
In his short time?
In his few games. Few games.
Mick Nichols.
Rodriguez.
That's
for
my
sure,
man.
Rodriguez.
I think C-Rod over McNichols. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
I think it's been a letdown for Debo. I'm sorry. I don't think they've been utilizing him in the right way.
A little bit of a letdown.
Just never got enough touches. I don't know.
Well, he was playing the number 1 spot, which he's not really a number 1 receiver. Did we lose you, Tico? Oh, you were off
back
for a second. Okay.
He went for some spirit power. And
I mean, and I'm not giving up on Bill. He's had flashes, so he might still be strong. But and in general, I still think the O-line has improved. I want to see some of that on the D-line. That's what I'm hoping we're going to work on next year is beefing up, the D-line and maybe get ourselves a decent edge rusher with our hopefully high draft pick and
Well, what do you guys think we do for this next 4 games? We've got some seriously tough divisional games.
Okay,
Every one of them matters to everyone but us.
Before not everyone, before we get into these next coming games, because I think that's where we want to go. We don't need to spend a lot of time on any of this. This will be a quick show.
That's why I was trying to cut it.
I know you're doing great, but Bradley sent a message. I want you to hear the frustration from the 26-year-old, because look, all of us have been around to watch Super Bowl championships. We've lived through the eras of like, oh my God, they won again. We got to see 3 of them. He's never seen that, and so it looked like we were starting to approach that last year. And anyway, here's a word from Bradley.
All right, here we go. Season's over. I mean, I've been saying that for weeks. Full discretion, did not watch much of this game. I don't blame anybody out there who didn't as well, because it was brutal. And I had a ton of other stuff going on. And more fun stuff, because gosh, this is a waste of 3 hours of my life. And you know what? The only kind of good thing is that I get my Sundays back. I look forward to football season throughout the year. And what a disappointing football season this has been. A sad day indeed to give up on it early and to not enjoy watching football this year. It's a bummer. Been saying that all season. And that's kind of what I got tonight. The one other thing that I have is what makes it even worse, I think, this year is how bad the NFL is. And I mean that in like the Rams, the Bears, the Packers, the Eagles, the Cowboys, all of these NFC teams are not good. The Lions. I mean, they're better than us. But dang, if we were decent, if we were good, we would be in the conversation for best in the NFC this year. And that's really sad. It's not like last year where the Lions and the Vikings and the Eagles were world beating everybody. No. These teams are not good. We could be one of the teams that were playing decent and in the conversation. It's a gettable league this year. That's what's really sad about it. That's all I got.
So there you have it. There's some frustration from.
I would say that was pretty heated. Yeah.
It's it's you can hear it. You can hear the letdown. So I don't even he wasn't even watching 4 games at once. He just turned it off. He was done. But Eddie, you wanted to talk about the upcoming. First of all, I want to give a ray of hope, and it kind of ties in with talking about these next 4 games. There's one game that the team doesn't have to play for because we have Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, right? That's it. Like you said, they're all division game. Giants got nothing to play for either, except what the same thing we have to play for. So
Right.
you can look at every game as a win-win for us. Because if we win the game, that's a win. We always enjoy when we're watching the game. I know the argument I'm about to make here, Tico. When we're watching the game, we're rooting for them to win. We always rooting for them to win. And if they do lose, there was a shakeup this week in the rankings for the number 1 pick. Now, we didn't move up. I think we're still number 6, but the Titans won. The Titans had only won 1 game all year. Now they've won 2. That's only a game ahead of us, So Titans could pull off another victory before the season's out. Giants have won 2 games. They could beat us on Sunday. And then it's like, we probably hopscotch the Giants, Anyway, so I'm just saying, I'm not rooting. I know you always say I'm rooting for him to lose. I'm not rooting for him to lose. When I'm watching the game, I can't. It's in my blood. I can't root for him to lose. I'm rooting for him to win. If when the game is over, they're on the wrong side of that win-loss column, I have a justification for it. I can go, well, gives us a better.
But have we ever measured, though, like when we had like a really bad season, which we had so many, and then looked at what our draft picks were and what we chose and how that worked?
It's how
It
we got
never
Jaden
worked.
Daniels. No, it's how we got Jaden Daniels.
Well,
had
we
the
got
number 2 draft
Jaden,
pick.
yeah, we
That's how
got
we
that
got
one.
Terry.
And Terry.
All right.
I mean, we've had some good first round picks. We've also had some that haven't worked out.
I guess I was looking
Well-
back at the Snyder era and thinking they never did anything right with them.
Yeah, you're right. There aren't too many people. Well, actually, Terry is left over from the Snyder era and the Ron Rivera era. He's probably the only one on the team at this point. Bradley would know that. He could tell
Deron
you.
Payne.
Deron Payne. Okay, all right, there you go.
And that's about it.
That's right.
Oh, Tress Way.
There you go.
The best punter
Tress
ever.
Way has been
best
solid.
player on the team.
He better get warmed up. He's going to have a
MVP
lot
this
of
year.
work.
Yeah,
He's going to have a lot of work over the next 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The funny thing about it is we haven't, as bad as the season has been, we haven't called Tress Way's name out like we normally do. And we haven't had to say that he's the best player because we have moved the ball at times.
That's right. We have.
Sunday, we did move the ball all the way down to the red zone.
Once, I think.
And couldn't get it in.
I think we just moved it into the red zone once. It was that opening drive.
Yeah, and that was the last
After
time.
that, we couldn't even move the ball. I mean, that was
Got into a
frustrating.
couple of positions where we could hit a field goal, but we were way out of range and then got penalized or turnovers.
But now that drive that Jaden threw the interception, wasn't that like around the 30?
We were at, I thought we were
around
more
the
like
30,
at midfield when
it was
we were getting close to field goal, like 50 range,
maybe it was 30 or 40, but 30.
Yeah, it was like 30 or 40.
Okay, all right.
But
well,
whatever,
still.
it wasn't good.
No, it wasn't good.
Can you admit that we all really sucked? That every single player, every position, every dumb move, coaching,
Dan Quinn likes to talk about a complete game when we win. Complete game. Offense played well, defense played, special teams. This was a complete loss
on every
just
part of the
across
circle.
the board, right?
Exactly.
Everything sucked. So,
and for me, it didn't feel bad. It didn't
Didn't?
feel bad. It just felt like we're going to lose this game. But
Yeah.
maybe my emotions were already out the
Well,
window.
that's true. I mean, look, we've known the season's over for a while. But you
Yeah,
want to see him go out there and compete. You know, the Denver game, our hopes, for me anyway, I'll speak for myself. My spirits were lifted because it's like, oh, the O-line's protecting Mariota. Oh, the defense is not letting everybody think through. You know, it's like
right, right.
there was some things to be hopeful about. We were this close to winning that game against a damn good team. So you think, all right, now we come back against a pretty bad team, we might win this game. And to get
But see,
beat down like that,
well,
that's
it's a
disgusting.
relative thing of like what a bad team is, because every
Yeah,
team
exactly.
is in a false scenario of, oh, we're a better team than this on the roster, and we usually play better in this scenario against this set of teams. And you're seeing right now that there's so much parity. Like there's so many teams that could be so much better with just a few more games won.
Hmm.
And we're looking at ourselves, and we're one of those teams that could compete with a Denver. And we
Yeah.
did. It was
Yeah.
if like, how do you compete with Denver on that level and then go to Minnesota?
That's what I'm saying.
Minnesota man to
Yeah.
man matched up in such a way that we
And
had nothing.
and that's what Bradley was talking about in his bit. You know, he was saying the teams that are supposedly the good teams this year aren't really great. Like you don't have that dominant team that can't be beaten this year. Eagles, you saw them on Sunday. They can't have they've lost three in a row. You know, even the Rams and Detroit. Detroit doesn't look unbeatable. So you look across the NFC and you're like, this is exactly what he said. If we had a better
I
team this year, we'd be in there competing for this, like
I think some of the teams I think are scarier, like Seattle and Chicago.
Seattle's looking strong. Yeah, even Chicago.
What
Chicago
about
looks
Dallas
strong.
though? I mean, Dallas.
Sometimes, but they're inconsistent too. Dallas
Yeah,
sometimes looks real strong, and then they lose one to a team they should beat. So
I wonder. This is a question. I wonder if like so many teams like Detroit, um, Minnesota,
mhm.
Washington, the Eagles, Kansas City, some of these teams that were so dynamic last year, do you think they got tired? Like, can a team get tired, like as a collective? I mean, what happened to the brotherhood and all? Remember all that
Well,
stuff going on last year?
yeah, yeah. I mean, so maybe when you say tired, like they're losing that, and this goes back to the Dan Quinn thing because I credit coaching for a lot of this. I think he built that environment of brotherhood and that feeling of we're going to play for each other. So if that's slipping away or slipped away this year or slipped away early in the season, well, I got
I
to look
don't think
back
it
to the
slipped
coaching.
away. I don't think any of that slipped away. I think these guys still believe in each other. The problem is that every guy on the team got hurt.
Yeah, they
And
made
it
some
just
big
timing
players.
so bad on it.
Yeah, we had a
Like,
lot of them back on Sunday. I'd like to feel that way too, that they still believe in each other, but they didn't play like it on
yeah, but they
Sunday.
No,
come back
no,
have it after being for
no.
like to me, Jaden, there's no way he could come back and be
Hmm.
100%
I
after.
agree. I agree. And
I
clearly he
mean,
wasn't.
he's futzing with that brace that's on the
He
arm. I
was.
didn't
He
know if
was
he was
futzing with it a lot.
injured. I didn't know if he was like just going, man, this thing is like cumbersome. Like I don't like the way it feels. Like we don't know if he got hurt.
Yeah.
His
And
face didn't show.
he was the
Yeah.
inspiration last year.
Yeah.
Jay, I mean, both
People would
on
follow
all
him
sides of the
into
ball.
hell. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
The fans, everybody. Now
Hmm.
we're just kind of wishing don't get hurt.
Well, see, the
Right.
thing is, like, I don't know why Cliff didn't, choreograph a better plan of a running game. We had the running game going pretty good,
We
Yeah.
did.
and
Yeah.
let Jaden stay in a small, quick, protected pocket. If you get rid of the ball in 20 seconds,
I-
I mean, in two
in two
seconds, you don't
seconds.
need.
That's exactly it, Eddie. Because remember the week before with what he planned up for Mariota? It's
Yeah,
quick passes, short quick passes. Now suddenly like Jaden's back, everyone's going long, everyone's going deep. You got no time to just drop it off. Who's your dump off guy? It's like
Right, right.
well, the
so
dump off used to be he runs, and we don't want him to do that anymore.
oh yeah, yeah.
That's
He
my
did it a
biggest.
few times, but we don't I agree with you.
And he was falling head first, which I know sometimes could be safer, but He's probably just trying to protect his legs after all that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
I
know.
do think that's become his style now, is to kind of dive forward as opposed to sliding or something.
Yeah, but
He
that
thinks that's
one guy that
safer.
comes in here at Spears to try to go low and he goes low,
Can
it's going to
happen
be
when it
over
can
for
happen
this
when you're
kid.
sliding.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
don't know.
okay, let's take a look at these upcoming games, especially all right, we'll slide into
We got
Sunday against
Giants.
the Giants. I mean, Giants have a worse record than we do, but I would argue they're playing better.
Oh yeah, they
And
are.
They
over
seem
the
more
course of the last
consistent.
6 games or so,
Yeah, yeah.
And they got the little spark back with that Dart guy, right?
Dart,
Dart's back.
Dart the Spark. So that's what if we do lose to the Giants, that's what you have to live with, especially you, Eddie, in the offseason, because you've got your Giant buddy who was a guest. What was this? What's his name? Your friend?
Marty.
Marty will be telling you Dart's better than Jaden Daniels all summer, all
I don't think so.
during
I think he just
summer
hates
long
his
during the
team. He
offseason.
hates his team and he hates his coaching as
That
well,
okay? All right.
And
Okay.
then we know what Todd thinks of Dallas, my other
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Dallas.
they lost their best receiver early on,
Hmm.
and
Wait, who's that you're referring to? Sorry.
um, neighbors,
Neighbors.
neighbors,
Jim
Malik.
Neighbors. No,
Malik
Malik Neighbors.
neighbors.
Sorry.
Um,
Galway.
I mean, he's been gone so long. I forgot all. I've
Right.
been
He
forgetting.
did. He was
Galway.
out. He went out early for the whole and
Yeah, he
out
went
for the
out
season.
early.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Malik Neighbors.
I
That's
don't know
true.
what to say, man. It's
I mean,
everything becomes a cliche now when you lose. Um, I just don't care as much right now. I just
I'm with
don't
you.
care, and I'm
I
sorry. I'm
It's the whole
sorry.
fan base, Tico. Look, we got to get. I don't is. I think New York is in New York, but we got a game. Our next home game is Philly. You can.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Uh,
tell you right now, there's going to be more Philly fans in those stands than there will be
yeah, it's about
Commanders
that
fans,
time.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
they
right?
can drive down. They
They're
will.
2 hours up the road,
Yeah.
and they came out to LA for that game, so they're going to
Hmm.
go in troves to the Commanders games, and the Commanders fans are like, I'll sell my tickets. I don't want to go see this
Yeah.
slaughtering, So, um, anyway, New York. Do we want to? Do you have a commandment? Do you want to make any predictions for this Sunday against New
I don't
York?
even know if there's any commandments. I
I
think
don't
it's
have a
just like
commandment. I
I just don't want to see anybody else get hurt. I mean, after what happened to Ertz, I mean, I don't want to see guys get really like lose their careers
Yeah,
trying
no,
to
definitely
win
not.
games for the passion of the game and the idea you have to
Yeah.
always play to win. Like to me, Jaden going out there saying I want to start and I want to win. Okay, I get it. But you're just making something into are you thinking the big picture?
Well, what
And
he's saying, and I do think there's something to this. I think I would rather see him rest too. I agree with you, but I'll play devil's advocate for a second. The more snaps, the better. Give me snaps playing in NFL games, and I'll improve as a young quarterback. So
Hmm.
he recognizes that, and that's probably something I think is in the coaches' minds too. It's like
I just don't
something to
think
be
he
said for experience.
recognizes I just does I don't think he recognizes when the time to stop a play is.
No, no,
And
because yeah,
RG3 had the same problem, and I'm sick
Well,
of the
I'm going to
paradigm.
say this. I'm going to say this. Uh, we all know Jayden is kind of a slight built
hmm
frame.
hmm
We all had concerns about that when he got on the team. He's a slim dude.
hmm
Um,
Can he
but
beef up during the offseason?
in order to keep up his confidence, he's going to have to play and find out how
That's
can
right.
I survive
That's
in
right.
this thing called the NFL.
That's
He's
really
got to
well
figure
said.
that out.
That's
Cliff
really
has
well
got to
said.
figure that
Well,
out.
he
The
doesn't have to
team
figure it
has
out
got
on
to
his
figure it
own.
out.
That's right. I mean, he should be getting help on figuring that out. That's got, I always felt like there were too many designed run plays going to Jaden Daniels in Cliff Kingsbury, most of his game plans. Like he doesn't need to do that. He needs to figure out how to stay healthy. And to your point, Tico, and to Eddie's point, how to get down, how to get out of bounds when
How
necessary,
to get out of harm's way
how to get
when
out of
the
harm. Yeah.
ball is been intercepted and is going the other way.
Yeah.
This is a free.
That's not
People
for
want
you
to
to
take
stop
a
that.
free
That's not for
shot.
you to stop that
Look,
guy. Yeah.
he's a smart quarterback. He's one of the smartest quarterbacks for a rookie that I've ever seen. He was unmatched in every category
Yeah.
last year. Okay, so we know he has the mental capacity to make smart
The
decisions.
intelligence.
He
Yeah.
needs to just understand that he is a fragile guy, and until he bulks up with 15 or 25 more pounds, and becomes like Lamar size, where he can actually hit people and not, well, he's not even big enough, Lamar. He's got to, you're never going to be a guy like
I was watching Justin Herbert yesterday, and I thought that like Justin
Justin
can
Herbert
take
is
some
a
hits, although he
bigger
had a broken hand. But and then who's why is his name skipped? The
Josh,
Bills
Josh,
quarterback, Josh
Josh.
Allen.
Josh Allen is
Josh
like
Allen
even
is tough,
starting to
you know.
take too
truck
many
driver.
hits.
Yeah,
Even
But
he's starting to take
that's
too
the thing
many.
about it. If you're a quarterback, you just can't have those hits stack up. And that's
right.
what Tom Brady figured out early on.
Yeah,
And he became the great pocket passer. And amazingly, whenever Tom Brady ran for those quarterback sneaks, they was very successful with that. And also, when Tom Brady ever got out of the pocket, he always went for 9 to 12 yards
yeah,
because
Because he
nobody
knew
ever
that he could,
expected
because
that's
he
right.
read the defense so well. He
Yeah,
knew that he could run
and
and
nobody
didn't
was.
have to be fast.
nobody expected
No
Tom
Yeah,
to
one was going
run.
to be there.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
Okay.
but also their offensive line, offensive lines don't get the credit that they deserve. They always get more blame than maybe they should. But what they were doing in New England to form those pockets around Tom Brady, it almost seemed impenetrable.
Well, it
mhm.
was, and it was such a pocket that when needed, Tom Brady could just take that one step
One
forward,
step forward.
and like
Yeah,
whoop, everything was behind him all of a sudden, you know?
exactly.
Yeah,
And there was a
So
wall
true.
on the sides, so when he stepped into it, he was still protected.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they were coming through our line on Sunday, just like,
I know. Like I said, everything
okay,
that I thought was so good the week before, and O line
It's,
being one of them,
it's
like all
almost like,
collapsing.
the defense, their defense knew exactly what play we had orchestrated every single time. And that's like something that, when you look at it, you say, well, Cliff, do you want your quarterback scrambling for his life, or do you want him to get rid of the quickest pass he can, like Mariota was doing? I don't understand
Yeah,
why it wasn't the same exact formula for Jaden.
right.
Or did Jaden just take off running because that's what Jaden likes to do?
these guys were
I
getting
don't
in the
think so.
backfield so fast, he
Yeah,
didn't have time to think. It was nothing. There was no check down time. There was no long pass time. There was nothing.
This is a
certainly wasn't a long
four-win
past time,
team. They
but
had one
Yeah.
more win than us. Why,
yeah,
how
But
are they
but
capable?
here's what I say.
okay,
Thou shalt stay healthy and give the ball to Chris Rodriguez. Let him eat. Let
Yep.
him eat.
Yeah. I
okay.
think
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like that good. Uh, my command would be just, protect the franchise quarterback with your life, and realize that the win doesn't really matter. I just want them to compete
Yeah,
at a
that's
level where the game isn't a blowout like we just saw last week. It doesn't matter the value of the team. It could be the best team in the league blowing us out. You should score at least once, somehow.
yeah,
A
yeah,
field goal,
yeah.
a
I'm kind
safety,
I'm kind of right there with
something.
you, Eddie. That's what I was just gonna say. Thou shalt keep it entertaining. Like let's
Keep us
not
in the
just
game.
make me pissed off for 3 hours. Let's keep it going. So just give me something fun to watch because I'm gonna watch it regardless. But I at least want to be a little bit entertained and not frustrated the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all
So
right,
good success. We're praying for good success
yeah, and health
and entertainment
and entertainment, healthy. Yeah,
and
okay,
health.
okay.
Well, I'm just thinking that next season is our only optimistic
That's
viewpoint.
we're all like looking to
So
next
just
season.
like keep the good players, keep them healthy, and play good
Yeah.
football in the meantime. And maybe
Okay.
we'll upset Dallas and keep them out of the playoffs. That would be my goal.
All right.
Well,
Let's
we got 4 games to for people to put stuff on tape.
right.
And as bad as
Even if that's what
Bobby,
they're playing for. Well,
yeah,
play
and
for yourself.
as bad as Bobby Wagner has done in pass coverage at times, he's still racking up tackles. I mean, he still had 16
Yeah,
tackles.
yeah. He stuffs that center sometimes,
Yeah, he does. He does.
So what's the
So
best possible record? If we were to like somehow miraculously win 4 games out of 4, we would go to what? 7-11?
First of all,
mm-hmm.
we were officially
Seven.
eliminated this Sunday. Second of all, are you kidding me? Win 4 games. What are you thinking about? What planet are you on right now?
I don't know.
We'll
It
be
could
lucky if
happen.
we win one. We'll
could
be
happen.
lucky if we win one. I
It
mean,
could happen.
Okay, so if we
Dallas
can
and
win
Philadelphia are going to smoke us. You know, we might
let's
stand a chance
let's
against.
just think though, if we're gonna win one game, do you think it would have to be the Giant game? Is that the only way
It's
you're
the
looking at
the
this?
only. I think it's the only winnable game.
I think we have the
And, oh
winner.
no, here's another winnable game. The
The
final game of the
Cowboys.
season. No, final game of the
Christmas
season
Day.
against the Eagles.
And they
If the
sit
Eagles,
everybody.
they've sit everybody because they're not going to be competing for the bye. I don't think they're going to be in the number one or the number two. So as long as they have the NFC East wrapped up, they'll sit there.
I don't know. They just lost. They might not have anything
We
wrapped
still
up.
might lose, but we might if they sit.
I
there.
would love to see us beat them, beat Dallas on Christmas Day, though. That would be
Well,
because
yeah,
Christmas
but
is gonna suck. Like sitting at
it is,
someone's
but
house going.
here's the bad news, Eddie. We play terrible on short weeks. And so that's what Christmas is a Thursday. That's going to be a short week for us.
Can you play any more terrible than 8 losses in a row? I mean,
All right. I think we're done here, guys. We're going to hand it
we're
off.
done, buddy.
We're going to hand it off to Bradley again to take us out of here. Take us out of here, B.
And that's a wrap for this episode of Command West. We hope you had just as fun watching as we did, bringing you the latest and the greatest on the burgundy and gold. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and tune in next week. Peace.
That's a wrap. All
all right, we gagged it up.